Alright, good afternoon everyone. It's already evening, right? I know I'm the last slot of the day, you guys been tired, it's already 8 hours, right? But bear with me a while, I'm going to explain a little bit what we do here in Magic and also what MaSSIVE actually doing. Right? My name is Rizalman, I work here on the 3rd floor, so a department called MaSSIVE. So before I begin, let I introduce to you what is Magic. When I got into Magic, my mom's like, what you guys doing? Like a magic show or something? So no, Magic stands for Malaysia Global Innovation and Creativity Center. So it's two things. One part talks about innovation, one part talks about creativity. In these two parts, right? If I'm not using the microphone, will you guys hear me? Right? Okay. Microphone quite heavy. So. Alright, excellent. Okay, now better. I like to use both of my hands. Okay, so when I talk about one part is innovation, another part is creativity, we talk about the most important trait of entrepreneurs. Right? That's why Magic deals a lot of things about entrepreneurs. So what is Magic? Magic is actually established in 2014 by former US President Barack Obama and our former Prime Minister Najib Razak. Right? With the vision and the mission to build our ecosystem, our entrepreneurship ecosystem. So because now the world is changing. The world is changing and we talk about entrepreneurship development. Malaysia talks about entrepreneurship since independence. Lama dah, 60 years ago we talked about entrepreneurs. Till now, why we keep talking about entrepreneur development? Why we keep doing that? Because the entrepreneur is evolving. We start off with agriculture base, then manufacturing, with all those technologies coming in. Now we are changing to different times. So now we also have new concept of social entrepreneurship. So in this particular social entrepreneurship, it's established under Magic, we call as MaSSIVE. What is MaSSIVE? MaSSIVE not necessarily mean big. I'm big, but physically I'm big as well. But MaSSIVE talks about social inclusion and vibrant entrepreneurship. It's kind of like big word, but it's kind of the whole definition of social entrepreneurship. So why social entrepreneurship? Because of nowadays the landscape has changed. The landscape of doing business is no longer about you making money. End of the day, you get tired of making money. Why? Your pocket full of money, but your heart feels nothing. So this is a new concept of entrepreneurship. It keep get embraced. And we are in the funding team. Right? Kita funding, right? This is funding. So we talk about funding. It's also changing the investment landscape. A lot of companies, a lot of banks looking into channeling their funding into impact investment. And impact investment looks directly into social entrepreneurship. You go outside, people talk about CSR now. The CSR landscape has changes as well. It's no longer about one-off. It's about giving the word that being the sentence that always been used is it's no longer about giving fish, but it's about teaching them how to fish. And Magic is not only teach them, the funding is not about giving them fish food, but also teaching them how to actually fish. So that's what the thing we are doing here in MaSSIVE, right? So basically, MaSSIVE has few main programs. The main program that we have here is what we call an SE Masterclass. It's kind of like a funneling thing. So the MaSSIVE department handle main thing, which is the masterclass where the publics come in. Because nobody knows. In Malaysia, it's quite new. We talked about social enterprise in the past 4 years. Just recent. Like nobody knows about social enterprise, what it is about social enterprise. So who's the player in social enterprise? So we teach the general public what is social enterprise, what is the concept behind social enterprise, and then we follow them. Right? So then they go for other things. Right? They go for boot camp, meaning that they have an idea, they wanted to help people, they wanted to help the system, they wanted to have the environment, they wanted to have something to do with the B40, the one with orphanage, the one with HIV patient. So they wanted to help. They have an idea how to do it, but they have no idea how to materialize the idea. So then we have the boot camp, where we teach everything in 2 ways. How to make your business viable, how to do your reporting, how to do impact reporting, how to make funding, how to get additional investment, impact funding and such. So this is what we call a boot camp. So we train them how to open up business. And then we have accreditation. Since social enterprise is new and people sometimes misuse it, claiming, they don't claim everything like I'm a social enterprise, I help this kind of group of people like that, yada yada yada, to get funding. Because social enterprise is about empathy. Right? If you tell the people that I'm helping this kind of beneficiaries, right, this kind of orphanage like that, people will have that kind of empathy and giving you funding. And it happened. We face people, Terajus, the other day, giving out funding for 320,000 to social enterprise, claim social enterprise. That's actually, they all kind of like, what do you call that, suppress their beneficiaries. They are exploiting the beneficiaries actually. But they're claiming them to be social enterprise. So the government come out with what we call as SEA, social enterprise accreditation. So that when you claim that you are social enterprise, you need to be accredited that you are social enterprise. So that whenever funding coming in, we have in our pool of funders, CIMB's, Alliance Islamic just come on board, Citrin Capital, then we have Bank Rakyat. There are a lot of funders. When they come in, they can look at into our accreditation, meaning that we have done our due diligence in order for them to give you funding. Okay? Then the last one that we have, what we call as push. Push is actually scale-up program. It is a scale-up program. Existing business, they already have an impact that they're bringing to the B40 or the communities or any impact they're bringing with their social or environmental. Then we wanted them to scale up. We want them to actually help more people, to bigger up their impact, to make their impact bigger. Right? Hence, we need to scale up their business as well. So hence, this particular program is for existing entrepreneurs that have existing impact. We come on board to help them to scale it up. Alright? In terms of funding, Magic do not give out funding anymore. Previously, yes, we do have a lot of funding coming in. So we didn't have any funding anymore, except for push. Except for push. Meaning, if you have existing business with existing track record, not only on business, but their impact that you are bringing. So if you have two good record in your business and the impact, Magic will step in to scale up your business. Meaning not only look at into the impact of you're bringing, but we inject a little bit of funding to help you scaling up your business. Because if you want to help more people, you need to expand your business. Right? It's something like that, right? So I thought just now about social enterprise. What the heck is social enterprise? Right? What is social enterprise? Right? Social enterprise can be considered something like this. Right? I know it's kind of wordy what it is, but meaning it is any legal entity. Again, any legal entity. Right? Not person. It's legal entity. Meaning that it could be a company on its own, enterprise ka, LLC ka, private limited, senior berhad ka berhad, doesn't matter, right? Or it could be association, because we do have association. They keep they already get tired of to get funding, to have donor like that. So they wanted to have their business model. They wanted to build up their business model so that they can have a sustainable way of getting funding. So, or they can become cooperative. Right? Koperasi. Yeah, koperasi. Right? The first introduction to koperasi that we had is actually at school. Right? Kat sekolah mesti ada co-op. Bayar RM1 per year. No idea what it is. Right? So, koperasi can become social enterprise. Another one is youth association. This persatuan-persatuan belia. So they can become a social enterprise as well. So any legal entity, right? So any written law in Malaysia, it needs to create positive impact to the social and also environment, either or. Right? Doesn't matter what kind of impact that they're bringing. So meaning they have to address an issue. What are they helping? What they are doing? How they are helping? And the last part will be sustainable. Meaning they have to have financial model that works. Because if you want to help the homeless people in KL, you need to have a model that works. It's not like I need funding, I need funding, I need funding. You need to have a business model that actually can translate back to the society that you are helping. Right? In other words, it's actually three main things. First, you need to have social mission. Right? Whatever it is, you wanted to have sekian-sekian punya people, and then you need to have a beneficiary. Who is the people that you wanted to help? And or is it the environment? Right? I want to solve waste management issues in PPR or something like that. Right? And then the third one will be the business model. How does it work? I can explain a little bit what the common business model that frequently used in the world. Right? This is an excerpt from our Madam CEOs. Right? Why social enterprise become so big issues now? Why people keep quite scared about why social enterprise? Because social entrepreneurs are change makers. They change the way that people work. They have the ability to reset capitalism. Right? They challenge the charity organization. It's no longer about asking for money. Social enterprise challenge that. And also they disrupt the way of social groups being doing. Right? They can create, they can uplift, they can empower an economy, and also they empower the society. So it works both ways. Okay? Alright. Again, I mentioned just now, they need to have social mission, you need to have a target beneficiaries, and also the business model. Three things. Social enterprise need to have three things. Right? Okay. It's not working, but suppose we have later on lah. But so social Asia. And for example, Asia. Is Asia a social enterprise? No, it's not a social enterprise because it's already there lah. Right? First of all, it doesn't have any social mission. Right? They have a social mission. They have a mission. What's their main word? Everybody can fly. Right? Everybody can fly. But who is everybody? What do you mean by fly? Okay? So that's pretty much okay. Does they have a business model? Yes. That's why they become very rich. It has a business model. Right? And it works. The business model works. And does they have any target beneficiary? Is there anyone that they are addressing it? No. It doesn't have any specific target beneficiary. Hence, Asia is not a social enterprise. Right? MaSSIVE Malaysia. Have you heard of MaSSIVE Malaysia? Yes, MaSSIVE Malaysia quite popular. When do you hear it? When do you hear it? When you have tsunami. When you have, when we have disaster. When we have disaster, MaSSIVE Malaysia got a grant from Khazanah worth about 5 million if I'm not mistaken. They can actually mobilize all their resources for the victim of the disaster. So they do have a social mission. Yes, they do have a social mission, which is to help aftermath disaster. Right? So, do they have a business model? They don't have any business model. They're relying on grant. 100% on grant, 100% from donation. Right? Then, do they have a target beneficiary? Yes, they do have target beneficiaries, which is the victims of the natural disaster. Okay? So, it also doesn't make them a social enterprise. Right? Okay, next one. Okay, I'm going to explain a little bit what is heart treasure. Right? Heart treasure is actually a social enterprise. I already mentioned because I already stated that. Right? Heart treasure is social enterprise based in Kuching, Sarawak. What heart treasure actually provide is they assist the learning disabled. Right? People with slow mind, with OKU, right? They help them to be independent, and they also teach them a little bit of craft. Right? They call this group of people angels. They call them angels because they need to be helped on. Not exactly exploit them in terms of making all these things, but they want this particular group of people, what they want the most and what they need the most is actually to be independent, not to rely on their volunteers, their social workers, or even their parents. And heart treasures manage to do that. They train this kind of people. They train the symptom down people. They train the autism kids to be independent, to be able to manage themselves. Right? Because I went there the other day. I just went there last month. There's one kid actually having autism. He woke up. The first thing he do is sleep everything. Telanjang bogel. Nothing. And go to mandi. Nothing. What heart treasures actually do with them? Actually, they teach you don't have to telanjang lah. It's cute when you are 4 or 5 years old. It's no longer cute when you are 16. Alright? With all the hair like that, it's no longer cute. Okay? It's no longer cute. So, they teach them to be that kind of person. To be able to be independent. This is what the kids actually need. Right? So they also teach the kids craft. And this craft actually been sold and they make money out of it. Okay? So hence, they can sustain their model. They can sustain their mission. So they wanted to have, they hire people to actually teach this kid, right? Not to become like normal people, but in a way they become normal in their life. Okay? So meaning, they have a social mission to help the angels. They have a sustainable business model, which is they sell stuff, and this particular stuff is actually helping the kids again. And then they have the target beneficiary, which is the angel. We call it angel lah, okay, you people. Right? So where the social enterprise actually lies on? So if I have non-profit, meaning the Mercy, the WWL, all the association, right? Non-for-profit. And then I have for-profit here. Starbucks lah, what else? ESocial, MaSSIVE, all the one that's making money. Social enterprise actually sit in the middle. Betul-betul ngam-ngam soi di tengah. Right? They're making money, but at the same time they are helping they have their own social mission. They're solving something. So let me explain a little bit what are the business model that existed out there. Right? There's some common business model. Right? Let me show you guys what is. First one is cost subsidization. I want to take picture please. Okay. This is PT Foundation. PT Foundation is actually, they start off with a foundation, not for profit, but they couldn't sustain. They couldn't sustain at all. What does PT Foundation do? They provide testing for the HIVs, the STDs, all to the high-risk people. The high-risk people like sexual workers, like that. Right? They provide that kind of services. But they couldn't sustain. What PT Foundation doing, what they're doing now, is they provide the same services to the normal people, and some portion of that particular profit from that particular activity being channeled to the one that needed, the one that couldn't afford that kind of testing. Right? So they have what we call as cross-subsidization. You make money from another activity and you subsidize another activity, your mission activity. So that is PT Foundation. There's another one, Arus Academy. Right? Arus Academy based in Bukit Mertajam, Penang, not here. PT Foundation in KL, Arus Academy in Penang, Bukit Mertajam. What does the founders actually try to do is to teach the student about innovation and the student about technology. They do STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, right? Education. Right? I still remember when I visited the kids the other day, right? 3-4 months ago, I visited them. What I found out is quite impressive. When I was 15, I didn't have this kind of privileges. I still running around doing stupid things when I was 16 and 15. The kids now in Bukit Mertajam have that kind of access. The one that couldn't afford, they could go to our academy and they can learn about coding. They learn about robotics. One of the kids that I met is an Indian girl, aged 16. She developed a vacuum cleaner. Remember the one that we have for hair like that, the mini bot vacuum, right? I was so surprised. I thought the kids replicate the model, but the kids actually figured out everything on her own to build the vacuum cleaner just like that. I thought the other way. I thought she learned it from hair model, hair robotics thing, and then she built her own big vacuum. But turned out I was wrong. She built it on her own. She learned how to do it. She used some kind of vacuum something, and she managed to build her own mini vacuum cleaner. I'm so surprised. It doesn't have that kind of access. If you guys go to Bukit Mertajam, by the way, Bukit Mertajam is not the island part. Bukit Mertajam is on the mainland part. And they doesn't have that kind of privileges like the one in the island. Right? In Bukit Mertajam, the kid is not as advanced as the one in the island part. Right? They're kind of like kampong people. And to have that kind of kampong people to develop this kind of thing, it's very good. One of the one Chinese boy that I met is actually built up. Can I borrow your bag?
Sure.
Yes. What happened was, kalau dekat Bukit Mertajam, right, the bag is always got mark, right? Got mark, kan? Selalu kena curi. And this boy, he's really brilliant, age 14, Form 2. Dia bina, dia ada this GPS tracker thing. Because when bag got marked, what's the most important part? Thank you. What's the most important part that we always worry? Is our IC lah, bank card lah, lesen lah. That one is the most challenging part. Money, of course lah. Tapi we always got fussy when it comes to ICs like that. So they put GPS tracker. So when it got lost, we can track it where it goes, so that we can recover back the IC, the bank card and everything. The money always gone lah. So I'm so surprised that one is by Form 2 student, Philip. That's amazing. This kid managed to do that. And our academy provide the platform and education just to do that. How does our academy sustain themselves? So our academy has another business which is actually providing courses, workshop to the corporate, to the people, normal people with normal charge, normal rate, and they cost subsidize this to the kids in this particular section. Right? So meaning it's cost subsidization model. Right? You have one activity that generating money subsidize your another activity that is contributing to your social mission. Right? Just now it's actually more on main activities. There's another two activities. Right? This is what we call as one-to-one model. Another famous one-to-one model globally is Tom Shoe. Familiar about Tom Shoe? What is their motto? You buy one, another one will be given free. Right? Tom Shoe started when the founders entered Amazing Race, World Amazing Race something. Right? The Amazing Race. And when he went to a village in Argentina, he found that the community there doesn't wear any shoes just because they couldn't afford it. So when after he completed his Amazing Race, he set up Tom Shoes where everyone that can buy one shoe, another one will be donated away to this kind of village. Right? Now Tom Shoes is available. You can actually YouTube yourself. Tom Shoes model is very good. Meaning just now we talked about another activity subsidizing another activity. This one is not about that particular subsidization. It's about you buying two things. Meaning we buy two things. Same goes like mango chili. Mango chili is somewhere in KL. Mango chili, if you buy one, if you say that you buy nasi goreng ayam with that, it's actually one more food will be provided to the needy person. Homeless, if I'm not mistaken. Homeless. They're helping the homeless. So if that model sustain, because you actually buy, the consumer actually buy for two. Okay? Children indeed. Okay, this is Tom Shoe just now. Talk about Tom Shoe. This is hard treasures. Right? Hard treasures, the category just now, the categories actually belong to inclusive business. Inclusive business means a lot of things, but one of it is employment. The kids actually been employed by hard treasure. Right? They teach a lot of things to these kids, and also the kids learn how to make craft. They learn how to be artisan. Okay? This is another one. It's quite popular here in Semenanjung. DMT, Discover Muay Thai. Right? Discover Muay Thai is very good business model. It's actually not. What I mean is, Discover Muay Thai has a very good SOPs and documentation how they do stuff. Right? Discover Muay Thai, hence the name Muay Thai. What they do is they cover across Malaysia. They look at into the worst teenagers, right? The worst teenagers. One person that I met, I didn't believe myself. First time I met him, he's so good, so polite. The teenage is actually quite good, age 20 now. He speaks very polite. He's quite okay dealing with people. When I talked to the founder, he used to be pimp, bapa ayam. At the age of 18, he was a bapa ayam, pimp, in somewhere area, kampung. He sell off his girlfriend to become his girlfriends with a lot of S. So he sell off his girlfriend to other people. That's amazing, man. Age 18, jual orang lagi bagus. Okay? Sell people, no longer sell things. Okay? Age 18, sell people. And then he got caught a lot of things. And then Discover Muay Thai. Look at each of these particular teenage. They look at them not as troublesome, but they look at them as people with hope. With hope. And then they take all these kids. They take all these kids back to their place in KL. They are located near Bukit Bintang. So they take this kid. They undergo 4 months training. 4 months training is about Muay Thai lah. So they teach about Muay Thai, and Muay Thai is about discipline. It's about a lot of things. And they also teach not gaduh part no lah, right? They teach also other things like timely, discipline, self-respect, how to take care of your brothers like that. And Discover Muay Thai also employ them as part-time trainer. Part-time trainer. In people in Bukit Bintang, they wanted to go to their gym, they can come to their gym and such. So these are the kids that actually dealing with them. And the kids is actually transformed. Right? Discover Muay Thai is already on their batch 4, meaning they established for 4 years. Batch 4, later on, I have one kid in batch 4 is actually used to deal with arms dealer, sell guns. Before this, ada yang jual wanita, this one jual senjata. Batch 4, they have one kid that have that. So quite interesting. If you can actually visit them, you can actually visit them. Right? The model is nice because they are Muay Thai center. They have people coming in to learn about Muay Thai, to have a private session for Muay Thai, like that. Okay? There's another one. This one quite popular as well. Existed in Malaysia since 2012. Is Dialogue in the Dark. Dialogue in the Dark, named the Dialogue in the Dark because of it's actually help visually impact people. Visually impact people blind lah, mostly blind. But there's also sometimes people that no, it's not blind, they're partially blind, 80% like that. Okay? So Dialogue in the Dark, I met one people there actually used to work with Bank Islam as executive. And then by the age of 26, she suffered from glaucoma. Glaucoma, do you guys understand what glaucoma? Glaucoma is really important. You need to take care of your eyes, like that. Glaucoma is sometimes, to me personally, this is my personal opinion. I don't mind that much to the people that born blind. Why? They already get used of it. They already get used of being blind. Think about this for a second. You guys everyone here 20, right? Everyone 20 lah. You've been seeing things for 20 years. What happened? You wake up one day, you didn't see anything. What happened one day? You lost. It's turned black, pitch black. People born blind, they get used of things. They know how to do things. They listen. The other senses enhance a lot. People that normal, for 20 years you can see things, suddenly pitch black, that's horrifying. And Dialogue in the Dark help this kind of people. This kind of people. Because she couldn't work. She worked Bank Islam. She had to resign, she has to stop working, she has to do nothing. It's not about the working part, the depression part. 2 months she doesn't go out. She got depressed a lot. Right? Literally depressed. Couldn't eat, don't want to eat or something. Dialogue in the Dark come in and assist them, giving them employment opportunities. The recent news that I got from Dialogue in the Dark, they are opening up a call center for the blind to help DG actually. Now DG, if you call DG punya hotline tu, you will have an opportunity to talk to the blind people. Actually the one kan, boleh saya bantu like that. So could be blind person. Okay, that's interesting. And they provide this kind of opportunity. And the founder itself, amazingly, the founder himself is actually blind. Glaucoma patient. So he couldn't see at all. At the age of 32, Stephen got into glaucoma situation. He now only sees 80%. 20%. 80% blind. Now, if you go to the well, KL, Jalan Raja Chulan, you can see this their center in the well at the LG, lower ground floor. So you can see this kind of group. You can enter, you can experience, then you can ask a lot of questions. I'm talking based on my experience, and you guys should too. Next, food bike is for the deaf and mute. Deaf and mute. If you go to CIMB Bank in KL Central, you go early morning, you can see food bike. It's actually providing employment to the deaf and mute community. and they have 5 more bikers out there, actually in all in CIMBs. Okay, they receive grant from CIMBs, so we help them to actually get that grant for CIMB. Okay, and that's another model what we call like extreme affordability, right? Designed for extreme affordability. This one in the US, it's actually the one that you see here. In Malaysia, free lah kan, incubator you doesn't have to pay. But in US, it can cost into $20,000, and people in Stanford University build up one that only cost $25. So it extreme affordability. Why I emphasize on the word extreme? Because we have developers coming in, I provide affordable housing. I said to them, your affordable housing is dreaming only. Kan? It's not rumah mampu milik, it's rumah mampu mimpi, tak mampu memiliki. Right? You can dream about it, you cannot own it. Right? The affordable housing is ridiculous, still cannot afford. Okay? Right, that's another entity, we call it BGBG, existed for a while now. It's quite popular. This one is on environment. Right, can you guys guess what this made for? The bag that this girl bringing is made for? Cuba teka. Please guess. What is it made for? No. No. It's actually seat belt. Kan, car seat belt. Kan, car seat belt sew together, one car seat belt, two car seat belt, and it become a very nice word, nice bag. Right? Why? I wanted to highlight BGBG because they changed the word upcycle. Kan? Bila pergi sekolah, upcycle is what? Botol change into pasu. Right? The telur punya bekas kan, eggs punya place tu you change to something else. They literally make something marketable and presentable. They change the word upcycle. Okay? This is silent teddies as well. Silent teddies, the quietest bakery in the world, because everyone is deaf and mute, so they cannot speak at all. So nobody's doing the talking part. Right? This one is actually near Bursa Malaysia. It's actually near Menara Maybank as well. You can find them. Their cookies very nice. And if you go for some Starbucks outlet, you can see their chocolate cookies with Starbucks packaging. Okay? Alright, some business model, this additional business model is profit distribution and also environment. The social impact that they are bringing is a couple of things. They can actually employment, they employ equality empowerment, waste management, community development, or providing income opportunity. Okay? So Sabah issues and no. I think that is my presentation. I'm cutting short. Right, thank you.